Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of The Music Den. I am, of course, your host, Armando Venditti. Hoping you guys are having a fantastic day, evening, afternoon, morning, whenever you're watching this. And in this episode, we are going to be doing another, how can I put this? We are ranking the Queen albums, but we're going to call this Ranking the Queen Albums version 2.0. And with me today, I have my very special guest, Mr. Peter Kent from the Loser King channel. How are you doing, Peter?
Good, Armando, mate. Great. Thanks for having me on once again. It's always a pleasure being on here.
Always a pleasure to have you on, Peter. We have a good time together.
We do.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this idea came up quite late yesterday. We were chatting about doing the previous show, and that we did yesterday, and then that's going to be airing on Tuesday, if my memory serves. So we decided to come up with this idea to do the Queen discography ranking. Sorry, it's been a long day, guys. Again, so we made up our lists, and I realized I did an episode of this a couple of months back when I started the channel. But you know what? It's my channel. I can do whatever I want. So
that's it. Yeah.
Today we're going to get Peter's perspective and his input as to what his favorite albums are and why they're his favorite albums. So, Peter, just a brief history. What got you into Queen?
I reckon it was around The Game, the album The Game. Great album. It had all those hits, like Play the Game, Another One Bites the Dust, Crazy Little Thing Called Love, Save Me. I remember loving that. And just from there, and then I went back and got the 70s albums, from there. And then I delved into the 80s after that. So probably around 1980, I would say. I'm sort of getting into them a bit, around that time.
Oh, that's cool.
And and I've never I've always gone back to them all the time. I try other bands, of course, you listen to other music, but you always come back, and it's great music. So I come back to, really a lot of their albums I come back to, I find, So, that's basically from The Game, I think, the album The Game, yeah.
So do you find that you basically listen to one certain area of the band in terms of I'm just getting my list ready here, guys. Sort of one sort of era of the band? Do you listen to more of the 70s or?
Yes, I would say my my main era that I love is from about the first album in 73 to The Game in 80. That stretch of albums, are my sort of thing. I like some of the 80s stuff too, but it's primarily like those first 8 albums, that I'm sort of attached to mostly,
oddly enough, funny enough, sorry, there was a box set that was released in 1998 called The Crown Jewels.
Yeah, I've heard of it,
and I have it
oh wow,
somewhere in the basement. Everything in the free world, ladies and gentlemen, is in my basement. And it consisted of all the album, like the first 8 albums from the debut till The Game, because those were considered to be, the albums to listen to.
They are,
So for me, I became a fan. My God. I could even give you the date.
Oh wow. Jeez.
It was May 12th, 1982.
Wow.
Yeah.
So both of us about 40 years,
Yeah. I had a day off school, and my brother-in-law at the time gave me his boombox to listen to, and he gave me a copy of the greatest hits, the original.
Oh yeah,
Greatest hits. And I listened to that, and I was just floored. I
yeah,
could not believe
yeah.
how good the songs were. Um, and I thought, like, I knew songs like Bohemian Rhapsody before,
Mm.
and another one, Bites the Dust. I thought it was a mixture of old and new songs, like hits and new tracks.
Oh yeah, yeah,
I thought Killer Queen, for example, was a new song. I didn't know that
yeah.
it came out in '74. So
Mm.
I must have listened to that SOB like at least 10 times in 2 days. I could not.
Yeah, that was a huge album too, that compilation, wasn't it? A huge
Yeah,
album.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I just started collecting cassettes and albums up all the way through. And I just, everyone who knows me knows I love Queen. There's no
Oh yeah.
secret.
Yeah.
There's no secret. So
Mm.
um I don't know. And that's when the love affair began, so with me and
Oh
Queen.
yeah,
So
yeah.
so
Awesome.
so ladies and gentlemen, what Peter and I are going to attempt
Yeah.
to do,
Yeah.
and is
We'll try our best.
very much so. It's going to be, you know what? Not too difficult, but it'll be a challenge. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, it is a
We are
bit,
going
yeah.
to attempt to rank our favorite albums of Queen, from 15 to 1. So after you watch the show, down there, down below in the comment section, please take the time and give us your ranking of the Queen discography. And
Mm.
yes, spoiler alert, we're including Flash Gordon. Sue us.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So-
The way it is. The way it is, right? So I will let my esteemed co-host go first.
Okay, so coming in at number 15. Before I start, I'd just like to say, like the Led Zeppelin one, there are certain things on all the albums I'm quite like. So, sometimes there's not much between some of these albums. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
So
I know
I'll
what
just
you mean.
say that. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know what you mean. No, there is not
Yeah.
much.
Nah. So I'll go for number 15. I'm going to go for from 1980. This one.
Oh,
Yes, the Flash Gordon soundtrack. I love the Flash's theme. Always love that. Um, some of the music is really good. I really like some of the music. There's a lot of spoken word too from the movie, I believe, isn't there? In this
yeah,
album.
yeah.
Yeah, there's a
There
bit of
is.
spoken word from the movie.
Yeah, there is
Yeah,
definitely.
the hero. Yeah, yeah. The Hero's a good one, a good rocker. And that other song, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh, geez, Football Fight, I quite like. Yeah, really good. And yeah, it's decent enough for me. It's decent enough, but it wouldn't be one of my favorite albums. But it's got a good mix of you know, music, instrumental music, I guess, with two or three good songs, but it's mainly instrumental. There's only a couple of songs with lyrics on there. So yeah, it's pretty decent, but not. Yeah, I don't mind it. To be honest with you, I don't mind listening to it,
Okay.
but not. I wouldn't put it up there with one of my favorites. But something's got to be at last, I guess. But yeah, it's decent. It's decent enough for me. So I'll go for number 15, the Flash Gordon. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
guys out there, we are having a little bit of technical difficulty again, so
Oh,
just bear with us. It's okay. No, because
yeah.
you were freezing up a little bit. That's like when you were
Oh,
talking.
okay.
I think it's when you do like the movements, like sudden movements and stuff.
Oh, okay. I'll stay still.
No. You can move. I'm just saying that this is what's happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the difficult part about putting these lists together. It's like sometimes you don't want to put an album at the bottom, but
No.
right, like they got to go somewhere.
Yeah,
But
and as I said, I don't mind that album. I don't mind it at all. It's just that it's not one of my favorites.
yeah,
So I don't know. Yeah,
yeah,
so Yeah, it's decent enough for me, but yeah, number 15, Flash Gordon. Yeah,
Yeah, no, that's cool. That's cool. My my number 15
oh,
is Made in Heaven.
oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah.
Um,
Now I haven't got a copy of that. I've heard
no,
it many times, but I haven't got a copy, so I can't
yeah,
show us.
no,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
fine. That's fine.
yeah,
Made in Heaven. What can I say about this album? Released in 1995. Um, I was all excited when this was coming out because, you know, there was this, I knew of this album way back in 1991. It was announced that they were going to be doing a new album.
mm,
I got it when it came out. I listened to it. At first, I liked it, and then it
yeah,
just, I don't know. Um, the the fact that there are only 3 new songs on the album, like brand new
yeah,
compositions at the time, and the rest were all reworked tracks that they had done that were released
yeah,
before, either by Freddie Mercury or, you know, Roger Taylor with the Cross. It kind of went down the list for me. I rarely,
yeah,
I like songs like Mother Love,
yeah, yeah. It's
um,
nice. Yeah.
and You Don't Fool Me, but
Mm,
again, the fact that it's basically a compilation of
yeah, yeah,
older
yeah.
songs, it's not really one that it isn't one that I go back to at
Oh,
all.
okay. Yeah.
Um, but again, Mother Love is great, and the fact that
Mm, it's a nice track. Yeah, yeah,
that was the last song Freddie Mercury ever recorded before he died is good to know. It's a little haunting too to know that, right? That
yeah. It is, isn't it? It's a bit eerie to know. Yeah, that he was
yeah,
really in a bad way at that time. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's my number 15, Main Heaven.
Made in Heaven. Okay.
So what's your
Okay.
number
More on
14?
that later. So number 14, I'm going to go this one, and again, not too bad. I think it's a little bit better than people think. But Hot Space, number 14.
Mm-hmm.
Um, very funky in parts, isn't it? Very funky, dancey sort of album.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not like the Queen of the '70s at all, actually. But I do like the first track, Staying Power.
Mm-hmm.
I do like where is it? What is it? La Parablas de Amor? Is that how you say it?
Las Palabras de Amor. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I do like that. Under Pressure is the standout track easily with Bowie, easily the standout track.
yeah,
Um, Body Language, it's got a nice bass in it, not a bad track.
yeah,
Calling All Girls, remember seeing the clip for that, Calling All Girls.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's not a bad tune, but yeah, has a few good moments, but it's as I said, it's funky, dancey, a change in style for them, I guess, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so I reckon, yeah, number 14 for me is Hot Space, I would say. Number
Cool,
14.
cool.
Yeah.
Um, my number 14 is Hot Space.
Oh,
And guys watching, we didn't go over this list before we
no.
started doing this. Um, the first album out of the catalog that I bought, or that was bought for me after listening to the greatest hits, was Hot Space.
Mm,
And I used to listen to that album ad nauseum.
yeah.
Um, I, for me, I love Stay in Power.
Yeah, yeah.
Action this day is good.
Yeah.
Body
Got to
language
mention
is
that one. Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Uh, Calling All Girls is
Yeah,
great.
that's quite a good track actually. Yeah,
Is good.
yeah, yeah.
Under Pressure was put on at the last minute because
Mm,
Under Pressure was a single released in 81, and it was included on the North American version of the greatest hits. So for me, Under Pressure kind of saves the album.
Oh yeah, definitely the standout song.
Yeah, but has it aged well for me? Oh Lord. Not really. I mean, if you listen to these songs live, like if you listen to if you guys out there, if you, Peter, you have the DVD of Queen at Live at the Bowl, which is a
Oh
hot
no,
space.
no, yeah,
If you can find it, it's Queen live June of either late May or June of 82, live at Milton Keys, live at the Bowl. This is them live on the Hot Space tour. When they do the Hot Space material, it is heavier. It's funky.
oh okay,
It's funky,
yeah,
but it's heavy. Like
yeah,
it's really
yeah.
heavy. I just think, I don't know. I mean, should Queen have done, in essence, a disco album or a dance album?
Yeah.
I don't know. I know that
No,
Roger,
yeah.
I know that Roger Taylor does not support this album whatsoever. Um,
I think it was Freddie. Freddie was determined to do it. I heard he was determined to do this sort of album.
yeah,
Yeah.
he pushed, well, at the time, his manager, his personal manager slash boyfriend, uh, what was his name? Paul Prenter, pushed them to go into more of a dance oriented
Yeah.
arena or area. And Brian May and Roger Taylor did not want to do this. John Deacon and Freddie Mercury wanted to do it.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah,
It was split
yeah.
down the middle. Yeah, it's not, again, I really don't listen to it that much. I
No.
do sometimes, more than Made in Heaven, but yeah, it to me it really hasn't aged really well.
No, no.
So
It's a curiosity, isn't it? It's a curiosity, I guess. Yeah.
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 So yeah, that's my number 14, Hot Space.
It's Hot Space. So the same number 14. Okay.
Yeah. So
Number 13.
what's your number
Now
13?
I haven't got a copy of this either, but I know it rather well. Is Made in Heaven, number 13. I'll just go to the. Can't remember the. I'll just go to my phone to check the, the song titles.
Yeah.
Some of the song. Yeah. Yeah. What I like about this is Mother Love, the song Mother Love. Love that one.
Yeah.
As you know, like posthumous release, isn't it?
Yeah.
Old ideas from the past with those, like you said, 3 new songs. Made in Heaven's good, but A Winter's Tale I rather like too. A Winter's Tale I think is a beautiful track.
Yeah.
But I have to say my favorite song and one of my favorite latter day Queen songs is Too Much Love Will Kill You. I think I really love that song. I think that's a great song.
Yeah.
Very great vocal on that. He sings it fantastic.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it has its moments. It's a beautiful day. It's not too bad either, but it's a bit up and down, for me.
Yeah.
It's got some good stuff, but my go-to song on it is definitely Too Much Love Will Kill You. I just love that song. And it's rather long too. It's got that big last piece. It's 20 minutes or so, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, who knew that Queen were going to go into a sort of a progressive-ish kind of a situation, at the very end there.
But like I said, it's got three or four good songs, and that Too Much Love Will Kill You. That's knocks it out of the park for me.
Yeah.
But it's always going to be lower tier, not last, but sort of where I put it. Number 13, Made in Heaven. Yeah, number 13. Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
I should say too, I do like It's a Beautiful Day. The intro,
Yeah.
and the reprise
Mm.
on it. I do like that. Number 13 for me is A Kind of Magic.
Oh, okay.
Released in 86. This album served as a semi, well, it is basically the soundtrack to Highlander.
Yes.
I think there are tracks on here that are amazing. Who
Oh,
Wants to Live Forever
oh, yeah.
is beautiful. I think it's fantastic.
Mm.
Princess of the Universe, which was released as a single here.
Mm.
And I mean, Don't Lose Your Head, Kurgan's
Yeah.
Give Me the Prize. That's
Mm.
where Queen rock out, basically. I do like it. It didn't, I think it reached number 56 in the North American charts here.
Yes. Yeah. Moderate success, I guess. Yeah.
Moderate.
Yeah.
This was at a point where Brian May had said Queen could not even get arrested in North America if they
Yeah.
committed a crime.
Mm.
And I think that, I think there's an unofficial Highlander version of the soundtrack, the actual soundtrack
Okay.
of the
Yeah.
film. I think that maybe, and the songs are more heavier, they're more rock oriented.
But okay. Yeah.
I think that maybe if they had released that as the official album in North
Mm.
America, I think it would have done better in North America.
Mm.
But yeah, no, I do like it. It's just
Just not up there. Yeah.
no, it's got to be said. I'm sorry, guys. I mean, yeah, so that's my number 13.
13. Okay. Number 12. I do like this album. Where is it? Find it. The Miracle. Yeah, number 12. Really good album, actually, but not up there for me, but really good. I love the title track. Really nice track.
Yeah.
I Want It All's a good hard rocker. Love that. That's the main selling point for me. I love that one.
Yeah.
Breakthrough, I quite like. Khashoggi Ship, not too bad. The Invisible Man, that's interesting sounding, I guess. So there's a bit of everything on here, isn't there? There's a bit of ballady stuff, bit of hard rock.
Yeah.
Was It All Worth It? That's a good closer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I Want It All. Probably the standouts for me are I Want It All, Breakthrough, and The Miracle. The Invisible Man, too, not a bad track also.
Mhm.
But yeah, I would say this it's a good release. It's a good effort by them,
Mhm.
but sort of still a bit disjointed. But I would say it's a good album without being a great album for me.
Yeah.
Number 12, Miracle. Yeah.
Perfect. That's good.
Yeah.
As I said before, guys, we did not go over this
No.
list. My number 12 is The Miracle
Oh, okay.
as well.
No.
Thank you again for the props. Always a gentleman. To me, released May of '89. Their last release for Capitol in North America, because they then jumped ship and went over to Hollywood Records in 1990. This album, The Miracle, I call it a cross between the Game and Hot Space, because you have the
Oh yeah,
have the rock, the sort of rock tracks like with
it does, yeah.
I Want It All and Was It All Worth It, and then you have the funk tracks like Party and Invisible Man and My Baby Does Me. I think it's a good album. I think that I like Party. I like I Want It All. I like The Miracle. Breakthrough is a good fast-paced.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Pop rocker.
Yeah.
Rain Must Fall. No. Scandal is good.
Yeah.
Was it all worth it? For me, makes the album. I think it's a fantastic
Yeah, that's a good
album,
closer. It's a good
album
closer.
closer. I think that it just, pardon my language, I think it fucking kicks ass.
Yeah.
I think it kicks ass.
Mm,
I think it's heavy. It's the guitars are massive sounding on it.
mm,
I think that Freddie does a fantastic vocal at the very end when he growls, like when he's just full of emotion, like he's just screaming his
yeah.
guts out. I think that it was a fantastic album closer. And I'm going on record again, guys. I did not buy the Miracle box set because I didn't think it was
No.
a miracle to buy it. I thought it was a travesty to buy it, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
I think that Queen were coming back into the rock sort of realm, like where they started. I think this reached number 49 in the US charts and North American charts.
Mm,
They were getting there, but they weren't there yet in terms of you see, because in North America, Queen were known for more the rock oriented stuff.
yeah.
I mean, they did. I mean, their albums contained different types of music. Vaudeville, dance hall, ballad.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was more the rock oriented stuff that really kept them going in North America. And
Mm.
I think that this album, they were getting there, but they weren't there
Not
yet.
fully.
No,
Yeah, not fully. Yeah, you're right. It has got that the rock tracks and the other tracks. So it's got a bit of both on that side, yeah.
it
Yeah.
is a bit disjointed
Yeah.
in that sense, but also, I mean, it's got to be said too. At the time, Freddie Mercury could not tour anymore because of, he was dealing with HIV or full blown AIDS, and
Yeah.
even when he could tour, like with the Works and with a kind of magic, he refused to tour in North America anymore. Like he didn't want to do it. So they lost their opportunity to tour in North America to get the audience
Yeah.
back. You know, um,
Yeah.
but that's just my humble opinion, guys.
Do you think just a question, do you think
Yeah.
that it was their music, the pulling back from the rock a bit in the 80s that affected them in the US? You know,
I think it did. Yeah,
yeah.
I think it was a combination of and guys, I'm a Queen fanatic. I have 2 tattoos. I'm probably the
Oh,
only
nice.
person. I'm probably the only person I know that has the tattoo of Queen 2, the album, title in the actual font that they did it in.
Wow.
But I think it was a combination of them pulling away from the rock stuff, mixed with the fact that I kind of felt that with the Works onward, up until Innuendo, they were trying to sort of chase what was going on,
Yeah, yeah.
sort of
Trend chasing.
incorporate
Trend chasing.
yeah,
Yeah.
and incorporate that into the Queen sound.
Yeah.
Um, that could be it, and also the lack of promotion. I mean, they signed with Capitol in the U.S. for the Works, and the problem was Capitol got held up in a bit of a payola scandal
Mm.
in the
Okay.
U.S. So groups like Queen, the Motels, and other
Mm.
groups that were on the Capitol roster kind of got sidelined.
Oh, yeah.
Like quickly, when the Works was released and Radio Gaga was a single, I think it hit number 16 in the US charts. So
Mm.
the momentum was there, like
Yeah.
to get for promotion and to get them going. The 1 week it was in the charts, and then like a week later it was gone. So I think
Oh, okay.
like
Yeah.
it disappeared. So I think that that had something to do with it. And having the video for I Want to Break Free banned in the US didn't help them either.
Nah.
I got to stress, though, quickly, the video for I Want to Break Free was not banned in Canada. It was played every single, like all the time, every day.
Oh, it's played out here too, to
A
death out
radio
here in
challenge. Yeah.
Australia.
Was it
Yeah.
was it played in Australia?
Oh yeah, to death. Yeah, at the time in the '84 around there. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
And I
There's
mean,
a big hit here. Big hit. Yeah.
yeah. Okay. So yeah, I mean, yeah, sorry, it was a long-winded answer to your question, Peter. But yeah,
That's
again,
all
I,
right.
I think that I think that's what the problem was. It was like, not wanting to tour, not getting record company support, and the change in style, musical style. I think
Yeah.
it kind of affected that greatly.
Mm.
So okay, what's your number 11?
Number 11. So I haven't got this one either, but I know it because I'm playing it a lot on YouTube and so on. Where are we? A Kind of Magic is my number.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. No,
Yeah. Kind of. Um, some really good songs on this. Some really good songs. I mean, One Vision. That's a great riff. Really good rocking song. A Kind of Magic. I love his vocal. Very nice music in that too. I really like that. Love his vocal. One of my favorites is One Year of Love. That song. I really like that.
yeah,
It's quite a nice track. 1 Year of Love. And of course, Friends Will Be Friends. It's a great one. Who Wants to Live Forever? Princes of the Universe, another good rocking one. Yeah, but a couple of songs I'm not big on, but it was, as you said, the soundtrack to the Highlander.
yeah,
And yeah, again, a solid release from him. I've got a bit of time for this album. I can pick certain songs out that I love, and there's a few
Mhm.
that I don't like. But yeah, it's quite a good album without being up there. But yeah, I'll have to go for that number 11. I guess A Kind of Magic at
Yeah,
number
that's
11.
cool.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
cool. Yeah, yeah. I mean, there are no right or wrong answers for
No,
it's just opinion.
yeah.
Um, my number 11, ladies and gentlemen, is The Works.
Okay, I don't have that either. There's only three I haven't got, so
No, that's
I won't
fine.
hold.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I, I've always liked Radio Gaga.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I like the lyric of it. I mean, I like the arrangement of the track, but the music, but I like the lyric, the sentiment behind the lyric,
Mm.
talking about how video is becoming more important than radio.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
and sometimes the visual isn't really what we need. We need the auditory, we need the audio,
Of course. Yeah, yeah.
and because I don't know about you, but when I listen to music, even when I was a kid, we're talking 4 years old. I remember being, being basically rocked to sleep by my sisters,
Oh yeah.
and they would have the stereo on, and the only lights in the room would be the lights coming off the stereo.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Everything
Mm.
else was dark, and you could just hear the music. And for me, that's where my mind just sort of soars. It wanders, right? Like
Mm.
you're off on a trip somewhere, right? When you get,
Yeah, it takes you away. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
and that's, I mean, that's what The Works. I mean, what I think what Radio Gaga really means is like, when he says, radio, somebody still loves you, someone
Yeah,
still loves you.
yeah.
They're saying, come back. We need radio over
Yeah.
video because we need music. Music
Mm.
is the root and the foundation of what is good and pure. But
Mm.
again, that's just my humble opinion. Other tracks I like on the album are Hammer to Fall.
Oh, fantastic.
Um, I'd
Fantastic.
I'd love Machines of Back to Humans. Uh,
Yeah. Good one.
I
Good
mean,
one.
that is a monster of a heavy
Yeah.
track. You have that on your stereo, full blast, your ears will bleed. I swear to God. It's like,
Yeah.
and it basically is saying the message behind the track is saying, you know, are we as humans going to survive machines coming in and taking over everything, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
telling us how to think, how to feel, how to how to do our daily lives. And
Mm,
I like the fact that it's almost like a battle between the human race and the machines taking over. And
mm,
in the end, you don't know who's going to win. They leave it very
yeah.
ambiguous,
Mm.
right?
Oh, yeah.
Especially when he says, at the very end, when he says, living in a new world, how are you going to last?
Yeah.
It's a machine's
Mm,
world, right? And it just ends, like it just fades out.
mm.
It's very ambiguous. You don't know what's going to happen. So
Yeah.
I think that track for me saves the album.
Oh,
But
okay.
but yeah, that's my number 11. Sorry guys, I went off on a tangent. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right.
Um,
Uh,
what is
so
your
that's your
number
11 the
10?
works. Okay. Number 10. Now top 10, isn't it? Top 10. So
Top 10. We're closing in, guys.
we're close. Number 10. This is the rest I have got. So I must get the others. I've heard them before, but I
Mhm.
must get the others. Number 10, I've got also the works. The
Ah,
works. So it made my top 10. Now, Radio Gaga, I love that song. It's a bit different for them, but I believe it's a Roger Taylor song,
yeah.
if I'm right. Yeah, a really good song for him. It was a big hit out here in Australia. I Tear It Up's a good rock. I believe that's a Brian May song.
Yeah.
Tear It Up's a good
Yeah.
rocker.
Yeah.
It's a Hard Life. Freddie, great vocal. I remember seeing the clip back in the day. It's
Oh
a
yeah.
Hard Life. Yeah, it's over the top. Yeah. A great song. Man on the Prowl. Yeah, don't mind that one. You're right. Machines Are Back to Humans is a really interesting track, a really good track. I Want to Break Free, a big hit, very catchy. I might have heard it a lot, but it's very catchy. It's
Yeah.
a very
Yeah.
catchy tune, isn't it?
Of course.
Keep Passing the Open Windows. Yeah, that's not too bad. Hammer to Fall probably would be my favourite. I just love the rockiness of it. It's really a great track, Brian May song, and Is This the World We Created? That's a pretty good track too. I think the
Hmm.
last track,
Yeah.
uh, slow track.
Yeah.
So pretty good most of the time, except for a couple of tracks for me. But it's an album where the hits are the thing, isn't it? The hits sort of
Yeah.
made the album. I reckon it's one of those albums.
Yeah.
The
Yeah. No,
hits
it's
make
true.
it. Yeah, they got those three or four big songs, I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, number 10 for me is from 1984, The Works. Yeah.
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 I think that well, first of all, if you guys out there don't know, the the group were asked to write music for the film Hotel New Hampshire in
Oh, okay.
1993,
Mm.
and the the project fell through. They didn't end up doing the soundtrack, but some of the music that was written was kept for the Works album, like Keep Passing Open Windows was written
Yeah.
for the Hotel New Hampshire. Um, I think for me personally, Man on the Prowl is like the weakest track on the album. I think that
Mm.
if they took that track off and put the B side to Radio Gaga, which was I Go Crazy,
Oh
um,
yeah, remember that? Yeah. Yeah.
um, I think they
Mm.
would have had a killer first side. And I mean, it would
Mm.
just would have been like,
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
strength to strength to strength. But yeah, that's no, that's good. And that's pretty high up there. I mean, most people
Number
won't even
10.
look at,
Yeah, out of 15. Yeah, it's not
yeah,
bad. Yeah.
most people won't even look at that album, So um
Actually, I did see a video on the I don't know the Contrarians where a
yeah,
guy had it as his favorite album. So yeah,
okay. All right.
yeah. So that's
Everyone's got
interesting.
their
Yeah,
opinions, right? I
yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. Um, okay. My number 10, ladies and gentlemen, is The Game. Um,
The game,
there we go. Peter's great with the props. Thank you so much.
the
Um,
game.
I do like this album.
Yeah.
Um, as we were talking before we started taping, This album was a massive hit in North America, especially in Canada. 700,000 copies sold, making it 7 times platinum. You know, starting off the single of Crazy Little Thing Called Love that was released in 79. I remember when this single came out, they were big. It was really big.
Huge, yeah.
You know, other songs on this album, I mean, Play the Game,
Cool.
you know, Dragon Attack, Play the Game, second single, Dragon Attack, great funk guitar track. I mean, you've got the funk of the bass, and you know, there's a percussion overdub, and like at one point, where you know, the percussion, they're doing the panning effect from the left to the right channel, you know, because he's like doing a drum solo kind of thing, and then you've got Brian May just killing it on guitar, you know, on that track. Yeah. And then
that
of course,
part.
Yeah. And of course, you know, Another One Bites the Dust, a 3 million single seller, you know, in North America. I like Rocket Prime Drive. I think that's a good ass kicker of a track. And Don't Try Suicide. Well, that's all right. I mean,
yeah, gets a lot of crap. Yeah.
Yeah. Sail Away, Sweet Sister is really good. Coming Soon, I think is great. And Save Me, which was like the 4th single released in Europe. I don't know if it was released in Australia. It wasn't released in Canada.
I think it might have been. I'm not sure. I remember the clip though.
Yeah.
Of it. Yeah.
I mean, I've given this album, I think it wasn't on another show. I think I gave it like an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I saw that show. Yeah.
People on that very show gave this like a 4 out of 10. I'm like, are you high?
No.
Like, what are you smoking? And if you are, cut the dosage. I mean, holy shit, man.
4 out of 10. God.
Yeah. I think the production is more stripped down. I think there's a lot of space in the production. They have the harmonies and stuff and the guitars, but it's not as layered and as complicated and textured as the 70s albums. I mean, I think I'll keep it at number 10. I think so.
Oh, you thought about moving it? Or?
No. It's good where it is. It is good. It is good. It's a good album. So yeah, that's my number 10. What is your number?
It's a good album for if you want to, I guess, introduce somebody to Queen too. It's very accessible.
Yeah.
You can give it to them, and they'll have those hits on there to get them started, so to speak. You know.
Yeah.
Very accessible in that way. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be for me the album to give them, you know, for the 80s, for the 70s.
Yeah.
If I was to give someone an album for the 70s, that's coming up, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned for that. So we must carry on, ladies and gentlemen.
We'll carry on. Number 9, isn't it? Number 9.
Number 9.
You know this one.
Innuendo.
Yeah. Innuendo. A really good album. The first song, the title track, that's just awesome, isn't it? It's just a terrific piece of music.
Definitely.
Freddie's in great form on it. Just love it. I'm Going Slightly Mad. Nelly is good for me. I really like that song. I just find it just works for me. The vocal too, how he sings it. A really good track. Headlong's a good rocker.
Yeah.
I quite like Headlong, actually. I always did. Sort of like Headlong.
Yeah.
I Can't Live With You. That's not too bad. Don't Try So Hard. Again, not too bad. Ride the Whirlwind. All right. These Are the Days of Our Lives. Good one. Love that one. Really nice, really beautiful song. I believe one of the songs is about Freddie's cat. Is that right?
Delilah.
From him? Delilah, yeah. So, yeah, that's cute because I'm a cat lover. ends with The Show Must Go On, another killer song. So you find a lot of, it's quite a long album, isn't it? It's
Yeah,
around 60
it's
minutes,
just
isn't it?
under it's
Yeah.
just under 53 minutes, something like that.
Yeah, it's fairly long, yeah.
Yeah.
From 1991, isn't it? Yeah, 1991.
Yeah.
Yeah, standouts for me, I would say, yeah, Innuendo, I'm Going Slightly Mad, Show Must Go On, These Are the Days of Our Lives, and probably Headlong. But yeah, pretty good release. I thought it'd be around this for me, number 9. Yeah, this one. So
That's cool.
Innuendo, number 9.
That's cool. That's good.
Mm.
That's good. Yeah, no, Innuendo is a good album. I think it's a very strong album. It was a good way to end the recording career of the band. My number 9, ladies and gentlemen, is Flash Gordon.
Oh wow!
I think this album is a good soundtrack album. I think it, I think it was one of the first times that a rock band were allowed to do music soundtrack and were allowed to had complete autonomy as to how it was going to go. They had no interference from Dino De Laurentiis, so the studio. I think it's great. I think the title song is good. All the incidental music. I mean, all the incidental music, Football Fight. Even The Kiss, Aurora Resurrects Flash, Battle Theme, Crash Battle Ming City, all the Hero, all the songs.
The Hero, yeah.
All the songs are good. And yes, the movie is cheesy, it's over the top, it's schlock, but you know what? It's Queen. I'm watching it. I don't care. So yeah. I think it's a really good soundtrack. I've listened to this soundtrack more than other soundtracks I have, but I think this is a good one. It got a lot of stick when it was.
Oh, it does, yeah.
As the official release for their catalog, but I think it still stands the test of time.
Oh wow, that's great.
That's
it's great that somebody has it quite high, because it's always down the bottom of people's.
And I don't understand why. I mean, it's not over.
Do you think it's too because it's mainly instrumental? Do you reckon that might be?
I think so. I think that's why. I think I know that's why. I know people have said that. Who wants to hear a song? Oh, well, I forgot the Wedding March on that.
Oh yeah.
I mean, who wants to hear a song that's only 30 seconds? Well, you know what? If it's a good piece of music, fuck it. I want to hear it. I mean, I like it. I like listening to albums as a whole cohesive piece.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I think it's fantastic. But you know what? Everyone's got their opinion. So but that's my number 9. So what is your number 8?
Well, number 8, before I say it, my 8 are the first 8. So, that's what I'll say. So number 8, wanted to put it higher, but no, I just caught it with the other albums there. The first album. Yeah, the debut album, 1973. Real good songs on it, though. I tell you, his vocal on Doing All Right is great. Doing All Right. That's a really good song. Love that one. Keep Yourself Alive, a good rocker. That's a Brian May song, I believe. Great King Rat. Very nice. Very nice. My Fairy King. They're a little weird in a way, aren't they? It's got a prog element to it. These songs.
There are proggish elements on their first couple of albums.
Yes, definitely.
Definitely.
Right. Liar. Oh, it's a good one. A good rocker. Liar. I like that.
Yeah.
The Night Comes Down. Not bad. I like Modern Times Rock and Roll. Son and Daughter. That's decent enough. Jesus. It's okay. 7 Seas of Rye, which they later put in its full form.
Yeah.
just into the album. But yeah, standouts for me are Doing All Right, Keep Yourself Alive, I would say, Liar, I would say. They're the three main ones for me. But a real good album, but just about a mid-range one for me. So number 8, I go. The first one, Queen.
Perfect. I've always loved that cover.
Oh yeah, it's nice,
Yeah,
isn't it?
I've always
The
loved that
color
cover.
of it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that is a good choice. Well, that'll make an appearance on my list at some point. So
Yes.
coming in for me at number 8 is jazz. There we go. Thank you again with the props. Jazz for me, I first heard this. I mean, I knew of Fat Bomb Girls and Bicycle Race from the Greatest Hits, but I first heard this album. It would have been Christmas of 1983 when I started collecting all the catalog. I love Mustafa.
Yeah.
I think it's great. The fact that he would sing the verses in the verses in Arabic and English. Sorry. I think it's a heavy track. Fat Bomb Girls, I love. Bicycle Race.
Oh yeah.
Great
one.
I love Let Me Entertain You. Dead on Time. Dreamer's Ball. I mean, Fun It with his disco, the disco tinged, you knew where they were going. And the funny thing is, I never expected a disco flavored track from Roger Taylor.
He's mainly a rocker, isn't he? He's mainly a rocker guy.
Yeah, exactly. At this point he was. And I mean, there was a story that when Brian May introduced the song Dreamer's Ball in the studio, Roger Taylor didn't want to record it.
Yeah.
He hated it. And it got to the point where they almost got into a fist fight.
Jeez.
Over the song because he really didn't want to do it. Funny, like I said, is a good song. Leaving Home ain't easy in the fact that Brian May does the vocals at a higher pitch in the center of the track in the midsection. I think it's a great song. Don't Stop Me Now, classic.
Oh, wonderful!
I mean, classic track.
Yeah.
And more of that jazz, the final track. And I like the fact that they put in samples in the midsection, they put samples of all the other tracks on the album.
Yeah, that was interesting, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
That was interesting.
And I've had discussions about this. I don't know if you've noticed this, Peter, but when you listen to the album, I mean, again, it was produced by Roy Thomas Baker. They got back together with Roy Thomas Baker. Roy Thomas Baker at this point had produced the Cars. He was about to produce the new the Journey album Infinity. But I don't know if you noticed this, but with the exception of Mustafa, Fat Bomb Girls, and more of that jazz, that the drum sound on this album is a little lighter sounding.
Okay, no, I didn't know. I must have another listen. Yeah.
Well, like it doesn't. The drums don't sound as heavy as they could be. Do you know what I mean? Like in terms of the way they were recorded. And Brian May's mentioned that before. I mean, John Deacon's gone on record as saying that it's not one of his favorites. It's actually a terrible album. Or it's not a good album, he said. And Roger Taylor has said that that there were about maybe 2 or 3 songs that he liked, but overall it's a weaker album when they would look back on it. But I mean, I like it. I do like it. I listen to it quite a bit. But again, it's these lists, right? So I mean,
got to go somewhere.
Yeah.
That's it.
So okay, enough of my long-winded speech. What is your number 7?
Number 7 is the one you just talked about, jazz. I like this. I was a bit conflicted with this album because I've got a bit of time for this album.
Yeah.
You know, I thought about putting it higher actually, but I just didn't. Mustafa, like you said, is a good bouncy track.
Yeah.
It's really, it gets going,
Yeah.
gets you going.
Very
Fat
fun.
Bottom
Yeah.
Girls is great hard rock. Brian May song, really, really
Yeah.
great track. One of the best on here. Jealousy's a nice a Freddie song, typical Freddie, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nice song. Bicycle Race is fun. If You Can't Beat 'Em and Let Me Entertain You, pretty good tracks. Dead on Time's a good hard song. Really like that one.
Mm-hmm.
In Only 7 Days, another nice sort of song. Dreamers, I like Dreamers Ball. I can't help. I like that song.
Yeah, it's
Dreamers
very
Ball.
laid back, kind of like
Yeah,
a jazzy type of
yeah.
track, right? Like a
It is, isn't it?
Louisiana, New Orleans kind of a thing.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Fun It, the Roger Taylor one. Yeah, it's quite good. Quite a good song.
Yeah.
The Brian May sung "Leaving Home Ain't Easy." Very good song. "Don't Stop Me Now" is my favourite off here. No
Mhm.
question.
Yeah.
Quite an easy decision. Yeah. Just one of their best tracks. Probably could be top 5 for me for a Queen
Mhm.
song.
Mhm.
And more of that jazz. No, a good finish with those with all those bits of the songs put in there at the
Yeah.
end of the near the end of the track.
Yeah.
So yeah, a very good album. Maybe a bit underrated too, I would say.
I would say
But
so
yeah,
too. I mean,
yeah,
it did go
yeah,
platinum in the US.
yeah.
And in Canada it went platinum. And it's a shame that Don't Stop Me Now only went up to like in North America, like 180, went up to 86 in the charts. It
Oh,
didn't.
that's amazing. That's such a cute.
I
You
know.
thought that'd be a top 10 song, would you?
You would think so. I mean, it's gained popularity ever since, but
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I thought that that Don't Stop Me Now would have done better, but yeah.
Oh my God,
Um,
yeah. It's a great one. Yeah.
yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah.
My number 7 is News of the World.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Fantastic cover too, wasn't
oh
it?
yeah, yeah. The
Robot, yeah.
yeah, with the robot, and
Yeah.
what band are willing to kill themselves in cartoon on an album cover, by a robot, and you see the robot holding Brian May and Freddie Mercury, and the robot really just literally stuck his finger in
Yeah.
in
It's
Freddie's
a
belly.
fantastic, it's a
You know,
fantastic cover, isn't it? It's just
exactly. I mean, released in October of I think it was October or November of 77.
yeah, yeah.
This album, from the creation of the songs to production and release, took 2 months.
Mm.
They gave themselves 2 months to write, arrange, produce, and release the album flat.
Mm.
So, and it's a much more heavier rock album, much
Yeah.
more direct. I mean, We Will Rock You, We the Champions. Okay, the first 2 tracks, great.
Mm.
Um,
They are, yeah.
Sheer Heart
Mm.
Attack from
Very heavy.
Roger Taylor, which was originally written for the Sheer Heart Attack album,
Yeah.
but it wasn't finished in time. Like 3 minutes and change of just breakneck drumming,
Yeah.
hard as hell bass and rhythm guitar, performed
Yeah.
by Roger Taylor. And just amazing. Just like it grabs
It's
you by
bordering on thrash metal, isn't it? In a way, it's getting sort of
yeah,
like the heavy metal or something. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
And I think because Roger Taylor was listening to punk music and was sort of like
yeah.
getting into like Sex Pistols and what have you, and he was telling the band, we need to get away from this heavy, ornate, orchestral
Mm.
stuff. We need to go for the throat, and this track goes for the bloody throat. I mean,
Yeah,
and also Fight from the Inside and
yeah.
Spread Your Wings.
Oh, great one. Yeah,
You
love
know,
that.
Get Down, Make Love.
Yeah,
Um, Sleeping on the Sidewalk, which is like a blues number that took like
Yeah,
20
it is. Yeah.
It took 20 minutes to write. I like the track "Who Needs You," that
Yeah.
acoustic, sort of
Mm.
Moroccan kind of a feel going on with it, like
Yeah.
in terms of the using maracas and stuff. Um, and then It's Late, 6 minute
Oh,
plus.
that's wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah. And you know, done in 3 acts, right? And
Yeah.
it just kicks ass. And a 6.5 minute track reduced down to a 3.5 minute track by Elektra in the US to be released
Mm.
as a single. I've never heard that version
No.
because Brian May will never let that version be released ever again. He said it will never see the light of day as long as there's breath in his body. He will never let
Yeah.
people hear that version because what Elektra used to do in the US, they used to take singles, songs of theirs, and shorten them and release them as singles without their permission.
Oh God.
Like
Yeah.
Liar from Queen, from the debut, was released as a single.
Mm.
And it went from 6 minutes plus down to 3 minutes and 10 seconds. How in the hell are
Ooh.
you going to do that? I
Yeah,
mean,
it's half the song, isn't it?
exactly. So it's great. It's great. I mean, and the fact that the album ends off with My Melancholy Blues,
Oh, that's beautiful.
a
Yeah.
nice jazz
Yeah.
oriented piano driven number. You can
Yeah.
just hear Roger Taylor playing with, playing the drums with the brushes,
Yeah.
and it's just a beautiful, and Freddie just delivers a fantastic vocal on that.
Oh wow. Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Just
He's awesome on that track.
brilliant,
Yeah.
just brilliant. And I used to listen to this album, like I played the shit out of this album when I first got it.
Mm. Great one.
But yeah, no, it's a good album. Um, I thought it'd be higher on the list, but
Yeah, I thought it'd be higher up your list too. Yeah.
but
Yeah, so did I.
okay, well,
But there's so
uh,
many good ones, isn't there? What do you
there
think?
are there are. That's
Yeah.
the problem. Is like you got to figure like what you got to
Yeah.
work them out, right? So, like where they're going to go on the list.
Yeah. What are we? Number 6, isn't it?
Yeah, number
Number.
6.
I'm gonna go for this one.
Ah,
The Game. Yeah. It's the singles make this, don't they? This album, you would say. This
yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
Um, Play the Game. One of my favorite songs from them. I think it's a top 10 song for me.
Okay.
Um, I love it. I love the drums in the middle when the drums go up. That fast part in the middle of the
Oh
song.
yeah, yeah, with the keyboard.
Yes, I love that part. Yeah, and he goes into the solo.
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah, love that part. And then it's Freddie's singing over it.
Mhm.
Dragon Attack, really funky bass, isn't it? Just a great track. Really
Beautiful. Yeah.
classic Brian May in the guitar. Another one, Bites the Dust. John Deacon song. Yeah, catchy as hell, isn't it?
Mhm.
Being played to death, but still enjoy it.
Yeah.
Need Your Loving Tonight. Always had a thing for that song, Need Your Loving Tonight. I
Yeah.
always thought it was a really good, catchy track.
Yeah. I forgot
Crazy
about
Little Thing Called Love. Everyone knows, that song. Rocket Prime Drive. Freddie starts singing, then Roger comes in.
Yeah.
A good rocker. Don't Try Suicide. Probably my least favorite on here, but I don't think it's. I'll give it a pass. I'll give it a pass.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not my favorite song, but I'll give
I
it a
know.
pass.
I know.
Yeah. Sail Away, Sweet Sister with Brian on vocals. Really nice track. Coming Soon. Good track. Save Me is wonderful to finish things off.
Yeah.
That was I believe a Brian May song.
It is.
It sounded like when I hear it, it sounds like a Freddie song to me. But something
Mhm.
about it, I don't know, the way it starts and that. But it actually is a
Yeah.
Brian May song.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You would think it would be a Freddie Mercury song. I got to the point of being such a fan that I could hear a song the way
yeah,
it was arranged and say, okay, that's a Brian May song. That's a Freddie Mercury song. That's
yeah,
a,
yeah,
that's a, Yeah. So yeah, I know what you mean. And that one confused
Yeah.
me. So yeah,
Yeah, I thought that was a Freddie song. Then I read it was Brian May. I thought it sounds like a Freddie song, the way it starts,
because of the
you know.
piano and yeah,
Yeah,
it's more
yeah.
piano
But
driven
yeah.
and yeah.
All in all, a really good album. Or a couple of tracks that are a bit down, but mostly it hits the mark. I think it's a
Yeah,
pretty good album. Number 6, yeah, the
yeah, no,
game.
that's good. That's good. My number 6, ladies and gentlemen, is A Day at the Races.
Okay.
Um, ah,
Yeah, vinyl.
again with the props. Perfect.
Props. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Um, the follow-up to A Night at the Opera. Some people say it's, like kind of like a carbon copy of A Night at the Opera because, the title of the album copying the, from the, taking another movie title from the Marx Brothers.
Yeah.
I
Marks, but
think,
yeah.
yeah, I think that this album stands on its own merit. I think, songs like Tie Your Mother Down with that intro of the gong
Mm.
that comes in, and then the guitar part from White Man, and then
Yeah, yeah.
and
Mm.
then you hear, like, and then you just when he hits that chord, that
Mm.
I guess you call it a chord, and then it goes into that guitar line that is ascending that goes up. It's almost like you're going
Mm.
up an escalator, that kind of thing, like up
Yeah,
to heaven or something, and it builds and
yeah.
builds and builds, and
Very
then
heavy track, isn't it? Very
yeah,
heavy track.
yeah,
Yeah,
like the intro builds and builds, and then
yeah.
Time of the Down comes in, like, and then
Mm.
it's just balls to the wall rock, right?
Yeah,
Other songs, I mean, You Take My Breath Away, that's all Freddie,
beautiful.
beautiful,
Yeah,
all Freddie
beautiful song.
and
Mm.
Brian on guitar. Long Way is great.
Mm.
I
Mm.
love the Millionaire Waltz, like
Oh,
the
yeah.
fact that it's in 3/4 time,
Yeah.
and then because it's in waltz time, and then that one section when the guitars come in and the
Mm.
drums and the bass, and Freddie just goes over the top of the vocal, just starts singing like his vocal is he could crack glass with that vocal.
Oh, he's great. Yeah.
Like seriously. Um, You and I, good pop track. I mean,
That's a nice song. Yeah.
um, John Deacon's songs were never really heavy,
No, but he had a great feel, didn't he, for
yeah.
nice pop songs. He had yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Somebody to Love, side 2, like,
Oh, well. Yeah.
oh my God.
Very,
I mean,
yeah.
that's
Speaks
beautiful.
for itself. Yeah.
Yeah, White Man, which was the B-side to Somebody to Love. Just
Mm.
um a great heavy song, just
Yeah.
beautiful guitars, just amazing. Um,
Mm.
Good Old Fashioned Lover Boy. I mean, come on, that's Freddie at
I
his
like that one. I like that one.
yeah, that's Freddie at his vaudeville best, that kind of like
Yeah.
Playboy kind of a situation going on there.
Yeah.
Um, um, Drowse, I like, the laid back.
Yeah, very
Oh,
interesting sounding, isn't it?
yeah,
Very
almost like
interesting.
the drums are underplayed,
Yeah.
like they're sort of underused in the mix. They're like very low in the
Mm.
mix, kind of,
Yeah.
and
Very
how
interesting sounding song. Yeah.
yeah, and in the slide guitar that's used, like I like it.
Mm.
Um, and the last track, Teo Toriate, Let Us Cling Together. I think it's just a beautiful,
Yeah.
emotional, powerful song. Um, and Freddie can be very soft on the verses and very hard in the middle 8 section.
Mm.
He says, when he yells out, like, when I'm gone, they'll say we're all fools and we don't understand. You know what I mean? It's like,
Mm.
oh my
Mm.
God. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, and the way they bookend it with the intro of Tie Your Mother Down.
Yes. Yeah.
It's the outro to Teo Toriate. I think it's just, pardon my language, guys, it's fucking amazing. I'm sorry. It's the way it is. I think that it's powerful, it's emotional, it's emotive, it's all of the above, whatever you want to call it. It works. That's all I'm gonna
Yeah,
say.
and it's got Japanese in it, hasn't it? They sing,
Yeah,
is it
it's
Japanese? Yeah.
the verses are in Japanese, and
Yeah.
you know, and they wrote it. Brian May wrote it as a thank you to the Japanese fans, because
Yeah.
they were really big in Japan at the time too.
Mm,
So yeah, I don't think of this as the baby brother to, or the younger sibling to, an Night at the Opera.
mm,
I think it stands on its own.
yeah. Oh, definitely holds up. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think you could try and top a Night at the Opera, and
Oh no. Yeah.
I don't think they did really. But yeah, that's my number 6. So
Yeah, number 6 in top 5 now. Oh
yeah,
god.
ladies and gentlemen, we're closing in. Number 5. What is your number 5?
Well, like you just talked about. Tie
Cool.
your mother down. Yeah, I agree with everything you said actually, but Tie Your Mother Down is a great rocker. Um, you take my breath away. It's just awesome, awesome.
Oh
Just
yeah,
heartfelt. Freddie, the piano and that. Long Away is a very good Brian May song. I really like that one.
yeah,
The Millionaire Waltz I love too. You and I, a pretty good John Deacon song. He's comes out with some really good songs, doesn't he? John Deacon over the years.
yeah,
All these
yeah.
songs he comes up with. Yeah.
Hmm, hmm.
Somebody to Love, well, everyone knows it speaks for itself. White Man, very heavy, like you were talking about. I love your explanation of it. Very heavy track. I love this playful stuff he does. Good old fashioned lover boy. This playboy
Yeah,
style.
yeah,
I like that. It's a very catchy track actually. It's a
yeah,
very
yeah.
catchy
It's
track.
almost like a
Yeah.
show tune, kind of.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Drowse, yeah, I don't mind Drowse. It sounds quite original, very different sounding.
yeah, yeah.
And Tia Toriati, yeah, like you said, a great ending um, to the album. Yeah, but that's, yeah, I think, yeah, it stands on its own merits, I think, this one, I
Hmm.
think number 5, yeah. Day at the Races, yeah.
Yeah, I kind of get the feeling that album gets overlooked,
Oh,
um,
yeah, yeah.
because it's a follow up to A Night at the Opera.
Not
But
at the opera, yeah.
you couldn't try and top it. Like we were talking last night about "Wish You Were Here" and
Mm.
Pink Floyd trying to top
Yeah,
"Dark Side of the Moon." You couldn't. I mean, why even try?
no.
So
No, it's hard. You can't top something like that, can you? It's
yeah,
just,
no,
you
it's
do the best you can, yeah, yeah.
yeah. Um, so my number 5 is "Innuendo."
Wow. There you go.
Yeah, yeah. "Innuendo," released February 6th of 1991. Queen's last studio album with Freddie Mercury as an active recording band. I think that this album, in many ways, is a return to form, as they were doing with the Night at the Opera. I think it's a heavier album. I think it's much more textured, much more heavier in terms of guitar use, in terms of orchestration, guitar orchestration. The harmonies are bloody amazing.
Hmm.
The title track, which was recorded off the fly, just like as an improv, and then they went
Mm,
back and worked on it and perfected it. That was the one time that they were all in the studio at the same time recording. Because you hear, as the drums kick in for the timpani, you hear Freddie Mercury count in 1, 2, 3, 4,
mm,
and then they go into it. The video itself speaks for itself. It's just bloody brilliant.
mm.
I'm Going Slightly Mad is quirky, pop confection, whatever you want to call it.
Fantastic. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, love it, love it. Yeah.
Headlong being the first single released in North America for the album. great rocker, great heavy rocker. I Can't Live With You. I think the drums should have been touched up a little bit. The drums are a little soft on the 1991 version, but there is a compilation out there called Queen Rocks, which features a 1997 rock retake of I Can't Live With You with heavier drums.
Oh yeah.
Ride the Wild Wind is great, just a heavy rocker. It's a song for escape. Like, you just want to, we all get to a point in our lives, guys, where we just want to say, let's get the F out of here, let's get the fuck out of here. And let's just go. Fuck everything. The bills are paid for the month. Let's just get the fuck out of here let's just go. We'll take the dogs and go. All God's People is a good song. It's gospel. I mean, it's not to get too much into the religious aspect of everything, but that's where the harmonies really come in on that track. These Are the Days of Our Lives. Good, heartfelt, emotive, emotional song.
Yeah.
About
very nice.
About looking back on your life. I think we all do that from time to time.
Can relate to that.
Yeah. Delilah. Well, what are you gonna say about Delilah? It's about a cat,
Yeah.
I mean, I like Delilah, but even Roger Taylor has said, he says, I can't get behind Delilah. I can't do it. I've tried, but I can't do it. I just can't do it. I can't do it. It's just the way it is. The Hitman is amazing. It is balls to the wall rock, heavy guitar, heavy drums, Bijou, beautiful emotional ballad, fantastic guitar solo on this, and keyboards, and The Show Must Go On. Emotional, powerful, just bloody fantastic. I think this was a good album to end off the career with Freddie. I think this album gets slagged off quite a bit because people don't. I mean, it was released under the new deal with Hollywood Records. It did go gold in Canada before any other territory. I think though it got kind of lost in the shuffle for some reason. It did get a lot of radio airplay. I will say that. But I think it's still slightly underappreciated.
Yeah.
In North America. I don't want to get in trouble. Just quickly, I don't want to get in trouble with any anyone watching saying, "Oh, you're full of shit." No. I'm saying in North America. Don't get mad at me, okay? But there we go. So that's my number 5.
Okay. Now this is where I had my troubles. Top 4.
I know.
I hate to put this at number 4, but I guess number 4 for me is this She Heart Attack.
Okay.
A great album. Fantastic album. Brighton rock. Yes, that feels a bit proggy to me. Brian May track. Killer Queen was their first big hit, I believe.
Yeah.
Killer Queen, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Typical Freddie. You could tell it's a Freddie.
No coward.
Yeah. It's just that's great. I like the Roger Taylor one, Tenement Funster. I think that's quite fun.
Oh yeah, that's punk too. That's like going punk round.
Yeah, that's really good. And I love his this flick of the wrist and Lily of the Valley. It goes into Lily of the Valley. His vocal.
Yeah.
I just love that. It's beautifully done. Now I'm Here. Yeah, it's a Brian May song. It's a good rocker. And then the second side of the album, In the Lap of the Gods. I love that. It's great. And we'll get to the other version at the end of it. But Stone Cold Crazy is pure fresh metal to me. That sounds
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
like
and this is pretty early, like 74. So there's, you could say
yeah,
Queen might have had a bit of hand in that, the thrash
yeah.
metals.
No, a lot of bands credit
Yeah,
Stone Cold Crazy as like Metallica.
yeah,
They credit that song with basically like starting thrash metal.
yeah, yeah.
It's heavy as
It's
shit, man.
it's definitely thrash, fast and heavy. Yeah, but it's a great song.
Yeah.
Dear Friends is a nice one. Misfire is a John Deacon song, another good song. Bring Back That Leroy Brown. How would you describe that? Sort of a
Ragtime jazz.
ragtime, yes,
Yeah.
yes. Sort of a ragtime sort of
Yeah.
tune. Um, I like that one. She Makes Me too. The Brian May song. She Makes Me. Stormtrooper in stilettos. I like that a lot. And
Yeah.
In the Lap of the God is a great revisit. Is a great finish.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I wanted to put this higher, but with the other albums I couldn't. So I got number 4 is She Heart Attack.
Hey,
Yeah.
that's pretty good, man. That's not bad. It's like,
Yeah,
like it's
yeah, it's high up. It's high up. Yeah,
yeah, number
it's
4 is
high up.
nothing to sneeze
Yeah.
at, I mean,
Nah.
it's pretty good. It's pretty good. My number 4, ladies and gentlemen, is Queen the debut. Queen 1.
Oh,
Many a time I've listened to this album on cassette. I had the original Elektra cassette back in '83 before Elektra stopped pressing their catalog. I love that album. I love everything about it. People say, first of all, Brian May has said he does not like the drum sound on the first 3 Queen albums because
okay.
of the way they were recorded. I like I guess you call it the muddy sound of the recording of it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I love Keep Yourself Alive, the guitar intro, I call it the spiraling guitar intro, the way they do it.
Mm,
Doing All Right is a great track written with May and Tim Staffel. Great King Rat, bring it on. The different sections and the way he's like, it's just Freddie Mercury had a way of singing on those early albums where he would do a take, he would sing a line, sorry, and then the next line would be right close to it. Like if you hear Keep Yourself Alive, the verses go continual. There's no gap in the verses with the
yeah.
lyric lines, right? He did that like no one's business. He could sing circles around anybody.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And the fact that Great King Rat has different sections to it, the different musical sections, and then the drumming at the end, on the outro, on the vamp, like at the very end of the track. I think that's great. My Fairy King, I think Freddie delivers a fantastic, almost like ethereal vocal. With the way he sings. When he sings Mother Mercury, look what you've done to me. I
Yes,
cannot
that's
hide.
nice.
It's like
Yeah,
he just goes up to that he goes up an octave kind of thing. It's
yeah,
amazing. Amazing. Liar is fantastic. All 6
yeah,
minutes, 30 some odd
yeah.
seconds of it.
Great cut. Yeah, yeah.
And the fact that Elektra did that edit, you should be ashamed of yourselves.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Um, and I think that's great. And every song on the album is good. The Night Comes Down is good. Modern Times Rock and Roll. Bloody hell. And the blues track, Son and Daughter, which was the B-side
Yeah, yeah.
Stuff Alive. Jesus I Love. I just think it's great. In terms of, because it goes again into different sections, and when the guitar solo comes in, amazing, just flawless. And then you have the little teaser of Keep Yourself Alive.
Yeah.
Sorry, of
Seven.
Seven Seas of Rye. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, this is water. It is not anything but water. I promise you.
Water, yeah. He hasn't put anything in there.
No, it's not spiked. But yeah, no, I have an emotional attachment to these next albums, including this one, including Innuendo. I think
Yeah.
Queen 1, I think it's a fantastic album. I think it's an underrated album. As I scratch my head, I think that I think it's a work of art in terms of music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent.
That's my number 4.
So what are we in the top 3 now? Oh,
Yeah. Top 3, guys. We're coming in. Let's do this. Let's do this.
I hate doing this, but Night at the Opera.
Okay.
Yeah. A wonderful album. It's I've heard it a lot. I don't know if that makes a difference, but
Yeah.
you know, there's that probably
There's
my
that
most played
aspect of it, yeah.
album. Yeah, definitely my most played. But Death on Two Legs is a great opener. He took being ripped off by some certain manager or something.
Yeah. You suck my blood like a leech. Yeah.
Yeah. Lazing on a Sunday afternoon. A very short track, but very infectious.
Oh yeah.
I think it's a cool track. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love In Love with My Car, Roger Taylor. You're My Best Friend. There was a time when I used to play that song time after time after time. It's one of, there was a time when I could play that 10 times in a row or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
John D. Such a great pop song. Just a great pop song.
Yeah.
39, Brian May, wonderful. Sweet Lady, it's one of those ones I'm just okay with. I don't mind it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's all right.
Oh yeah.
I love the jazzy Seaside Rendezvous. I love that sort of song. Yeah. The Prophet song, very proggy, typical Brian May. Very good track. Quite lengthy, actually, 8 minutes. Love of My Life. That's a beautiful song. That's just a stone cold classic. Good Company, again, just okay for me, but I don't mind it. And what do you say, Bohemian Rhapsody? Bohemian Rhapsody. No need to talk about that. And God Save the Queen, the instrumental, but a true classic. But it's like about a bit. Although I had it at number 1, it's a bit like Led Zeppelin 4 in a way. You know, it's just been played and
played. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll give it number 3 though. But if somebody's got it at 1, of course, it's fair enough. You know. Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see how if people do put their list down, what the numbers are going to be, like what the
yeah.
No, that's great. That's fantastic. My number 3, ladies and gentlemen, timpani, please. Drum roll. Sheer Heart Attack.
Oh wow, yeah. So we got pretty close on that one, eh?
Yeah.
4 and 3.
Yeah. Fantastic album. There were originally supposed to be 15 songs on this album. They left 2 off. Their third album, second one of 1974. This is where Queen went into more of the pop realm. But you can't discount that there's everything on this album, but the kitchen sink. I mean, there's like, there, you know, the rock and comedy of Brighton Rock, where Freddie does the falsetto at the beginning, voice, and the guitar solo that kicks ass. And Brighton Rock goes back to to Queen 2, but they didn't put it on there because it didn't fit with the rest of the album. Killer Queen, brilliance,
fantastic,
fantastic use of vocals and harmonies and guitar orchestration. Tenement Funster, just straightforward rock / pre-punk. Flick of the Wrist. Sorry, Flick of the Wrist. Double A side with Killer Queen as a single. Amazing. amazing. The
Love it. Yeah,
piano
love flick of the
intro,
wrist. Yeah,
and then it goes into the
yeah,
song, and it goes into the different sections with the guitars and stuff. Beautiful. Lily of the Valley,
wonderful.
amazing song.
Mm.
Now I'm Here, which was the second single from the album, was not released in North America as a single. It should have been. Elektra, in their stupidity, decided to re-release Keep Yourself Alive
Ah,
with Lily of the Valley and God Save the Queen on the flip side.
really? God,
So basically all momentum for any other singles
yeah.
for Sheer Heart Attack was lost. You know what I mean? Now I'm Here is a good rocker live on the Live Killers album. Beautiful, like a masterpiece.
Mm.
And if you guys can get out there, can get a copy on video on you, watch this on YouTube of Queen live at the Hammersmith-Odeon Christmas 1979. Watch it. It is amazing. Now I'm Here is performed. It'll kick you right in the ass. I swear to God.
Okay. Wow.
Side two, In the Lap of the Gods, opera, comedic,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
over the top, beautiful. The distorted vocals, like the low pitch vocals on Freddie Mercury, and then it goes into, Stone Cold Crazy, pre heavy metal,
Yeah.
or speed metal. Dear Friends, great, beautiful, emotional song.
Nice. Yeah.
Misfire, that was never played live. I call it another pop confection track. Bring Back Dolly O'Brien, please. I mean, it's just beautiful. I mean, it's vaudeville, it's jazz.
It is vaudeville, yeah.
She Makes Me, Stormtroopers and Stilettos. Beautiful, emotional, very sort of laid back vocal.
It is, yeah.
Brian May. In the Lap of the Gods Revisited in like 3/4 time, like 1, 2, 3, like a waltz time. And the fact that they end the track with like feedback, like on the, like almost like a car crash kind of a thing. Amazing. It's just a well-rounded album, very eclectic, and just if I could put it higher, I would, but it's number 3, and that's pretty good. So
it's got to go somewhere, doesn't it? Yeah, you got to put it somewhere.
It's true.
All right, number 2. Isn't that where not top 2?
Number two.
Oh, I had a hard time deciding this too.
Okay.
Where is it? Oh, here it is. News of the World. Love this album. As like you said, it's more rock orientated, isn't it? Basically, yeah. We Will Rock You, We Are the Champions, like done to death, but just stone cold classics. Now, We Are the Champions, another song that I used to play, repeat
all the time. Yeah.
That's another one like that. Sheer Heart Attack, Roger Taylor song, very heavy. Really a lot of balls in it. Really great. I love All Dead as well. Brian May. I think that's a really great track. I think my favorite would be Spread Your Wings, the John Deacon song. It's one of my favorite Queen songs.
Oh, cool.
It'll be up there for me. Yeah. Spread Your Wings. Fight from the Inside's a good rocker from Roger. Get Down, Make Love. Quite good effects in that, in parts of the song. Get Down, Make Love.
Oh, yeah.
And a great vocal. Yeah. Sorry?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I'm agreeing with you. Yeah.
Sleeping on the Sidewalk is a bit of different for them, bluesy.
Yeah. He wrote that track in 20 minutes. Like 20 minutes. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Jeez.
Yeah. Who Needs You, the John Deacon song, very acoustic, but a very playful vocal from Freddie. Really like that. It's Late, again, one of the best on here, the Brian May song. Freddie just tears it apart. Great. It's got great heaviness. It's just a great song. And the beautiful the piano bit at the end, the My Melancholy Blues. Always loved this album. Always had I nearly put it number one, but I just couldn't. Yeah, just number two for me. News of the World. Yeah.
Number two is pretty good too.
Yeah.
Nothing to sneeze at.
Mm.
My number two, ladies and gentlemen, we must carry on, is A Night at the Opera.
Okay.
When I was a kid, just quickly, I first heard this album in 1977. And because I had a neighbor 2 doors down, Eddie, who had all the albums like from Queen and Supertramp and Led Zeppelin. So he lent me this album and I loved it then. I love it now. When I try to get my own copy, it was really difficult to find a copy of A Night at the Opera on vinyl or even cassette back in the 80s. I think that this album is their if it's not their masterpiece, it's damn near. Death on Two Legs, the guitar intro, like the way they do the piano intro with the guitar. Whenever I hear that guitar, I always think of Jaws, the movie Jaws.
Oh yeah,
like, the way he does the guitar. And for I don't know why, but it's
it's that I know what you mean. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and like the lyric, you suck my blood like a leech, or break the law and you breach.
Yeah.
My brain till it hurts, you want all my money and you still want more. You've taken all my money, you still want more. I won't go into all of it, but then you have then it goes into lazing on a Sunday afternoon, again, vaudeville. I'm in love with my car, beautiful B-side to Bohemian Rhapsody, just oh my God, just a wall of sound that just comes at you, like just hits you in the face and knocks you the hell out. And then it goes into the pop confection of You're My Best Friend, and then
lovely,
which is still played on US radio,
it's wonderful,
prominently. The folk, space folk track of 39, beautiful vocal done by Brian May and Roger Taylor on the midsection. Sweet Lady. I like it. I mean, good heavy track. Good.
Yeah, I like it too. It's just not as much as some of the others. That's all.
That's fine. I mean, Seaside Rendezvous. Perfect.
It's good.
Again, vaudeville oriented. The Prophet Song, the heaviest track on this album. My God. I mean, it's prog, it's over the top with the midsection with the vocals going, the 3 divided and then the 2, and then it goes back into the track. And then you follow that up with Love of My Life. Beautiful ballad written by Freddie Mercury, featuring Brian May on harp, on a full-size harp.
And
my dogs are trying to break in the bedroom here. And then you have Good Company, which, it's a jazz tune. The fact that he did all of that work, the instrumentation, like with the horns and stuff on guitar. There are days where I can take it or leave it, I understand. And again, but it is a good song. I mean, the craftsmanship that went into the making of that track, it's amazing. Bohemian Rhapsody, what can be said? It's a masterpiece, and then it's the fact that they ended it off with God Save the Queen makes it makes it a very majestic album, like
Mm,
very regal and over the top, So
yeah.
I think that every track on this album was sequenced the way it was supposed to be.
Mm,
I don't think you could change really anything on that album, um,
mm.
from from what's there. So yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that's my number that's my number two. So,
All right. So number
ladies
one.
and gentlemen, the moment of
Here
truth.
we go.
Peter Kent's number one Queen album is
Queen 2. There you go. Queen 2. Yeah, very proggy. Starts off with Procession, the instrumental. Great orchestration, guitar orchestration from Brian May. It's a short little instrumental. The next song is just absolutely wonderful. Father to Son. That is just fantastic song. Well, a great Queen song. Guitar playing is amazing. The vocals are amazing. White Queen, As It Began, great as well. That's wonderful. I want to talk about the part of the song at the end where I don't know if you can recall, but it goes into it sends chills up my spine. The part when the guitar part comes in again towards the end. Do you know the part I mean? Um,
just before he says, "My God is here in my darkest fear."
yeah, I think, and then you hear the guitar come in again.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That's just yeah, it's spine
I know exactly
shivers up
what you're
my
talking
spine
about.
stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it says it comes in again. And I thought that was wonderful when I heard that. It's
Mhm.
at the end of that. Someday, One Day, Brian May, very good song. Good, the loser in the end. The loser in the end with Roger Taylor,
Mhm.
pretty good. I like that. I was also like that as well. Ogre Battle, pretty fast, very proggy, but very catchy.
Yeah.
Um, the Fairy Fellas Masterstroke, that's a great one too. Pretty
Mhm.
much everything. I love Nevermore as well. Nevermore, I love that.
Mhm.
And of course, the March of the Black Queen, terrific. Funny how love is. I don't mind that. It's good, but I prefer other songs. But it's great. And the Seven Thieves of Rye finishes things off. But I think the front of the album wins it for me with the White Queen, Father to Son, and then the second side, Ogre Battle and Nevermore and the March of the Black Queen. But that part at the end of White Queen where the guitar comes in again is just
I,
wonderful. Yeah.
yeah, I think you're referring to that part. And when he comes in on the vocal, he says, "My God is here, my darkest fear. I speak too late. It's
Yeah.
forevermore that I wait."
Okay.
Yeah, like I know the guitar part. I think I know the guitar part you're talking about, but
Yeah.
I know that's a good that whole album is fantastic.
Yeah, it's a fantastic album. There's nothing weak on it at all.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just from start to finish. But and with like I said before, with A Night at the Opera, which is great as well, but it's still got a couple of songs which are a bit lower for me. But this is from Go to Woe, classic, I think. Yeah, it was
Hmm.
always up there for me, but yeah. So
Hmm. Hmm.
number one today, Queen 2.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, my number one
Queen.
album, drum roll, Queen 2,
There you go.
from the Mick Rock cover.
Mm,
It's this album, I got it shortly after I got the on cassette, shortly after I got Queen 1. At first, I was into side 2, like into the black side, all of,
yeah.
because Freddie Mercury wrote all of side black, and then I got into side white. Um, this album for me is quite simply the best Queen album. In that,
Mm,
it's the album I go back to most often. You know,
Yeah.
people say, oh, you know, it's a night at the opera. How could you not pick a night at the opera? For me, this album has an emotional connection for me. The
Mm.
production, the vocals, the vocal phrasing, the harmonies, the wall of sound,
Mm.
um, the poetry that is White Queen, you know,
Yeah.
with, you know, the
Wonderful.
lyrics are like, you know, so sad, her eyes, smiling, dark eyes, you know, like it's
Yeah.
on the intro. And then, like Peter said, like the guitar coming out of the guitar solo, there are like two ascending guitar lines that come together,
Yes.
and then it goes
Yeah.
into the final, you know, where he says, my God is here, my darkest fear, I speak too late, it's forevermore
Yeah.
that I wait, you know. It's basically, that's a poem that he wrote in 1969.
Oh.
Someday One
Mm.
Day almost has a sort of like Father to Son, I should say, too, is a fantastic
Oh
rite of
yeah.
passage song
Fantastic.
from,
Fantastic
you know,
song.
from a father to his kid saying, whatever happens, I will be there for you.
Mm.
And at the end of my life, what I'm giving you now, what I will give you at the end of my life will carry you through until the end of
Yeah.
your time. So that's very potent, you know.
Mm.
Um, Someday, one day, as I was going to say, it's a very sort of trippy, ethereal, psychedelic kind
Mm.
of a situation,
Yeah.
track, you know. And Brian May's vocals are very like creamy over the top, you know, on top of it
Mm.
all.
Mm.
Loser in the End, come on. I mean, it's a song about growing up in rebellion and like, you know, like coming into your own, you know, as a teenager and a young
Yeah.
adult, right? And Side Black, what can be said about Side Black? Just this.
Yeah.
It's brilliant,
Wonderful. Yeah.
you know.
It's superb. Yeah.
Ogre
Yeah.
Battle. I mean,
Yeah.
Ogre Battle, you know, the
do you have
backwards. Sorry,
Do you have a favorite track on the album? Could you pick one song?
the March of the Black Queen.
Okay.
The March of the
Yeah.
Black Queen.
Yeah. I'd go Father to Son or White Queen as it began, but the March of the Black Queen would be right up there for
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean,
Fan-
you know, with Ogre Battle, you have like, you know, the backwards gong at the front, at the front of the
Yeah.
track, at the start of the track, and then, you know, the backwards masking, and that it comes
Mm.
in, and then it goes
Yeah.
into the track, and then you have the gong at the end. You have the Fairy Fellows Masterstroke, which was inspired by a painting from Richard Dadd that hangs in the Tate Museum
Oh yeah.
in England, in London. Nevermore. Um, is a song, I think it's a beautiful track. It's about, I think it's about
Is
Freddie telling um telling his parents, why didn't you tell me that I was in this on my own? Like, why didn't you tell me that I was all by myself
oh yeah.
to get through this life? You know what I mean? Um, the March of the Black Queen, amazing,
Mm. Mm.
amazing. This is to me one of the most prog songs on the album. I mentioned to Peter yesterday that I was going to probably do an episode on Queen 2 called "Is This Album Prog?" If
Oh
this
wow.
is if this isn't prog, it's damn near close. Yeah,
Yeah.
there
Yeah.
are 11
Yeah.
different sections to it. There are musical sections where you've got polymetric and polyrhythmic time
Mm.
signatures going on. You have ascending uh, piano lines, descending bass lines that cross.
Mm.
What's not prog about that? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
It is
And then
very proggy. It is very
it is
proggy.
very proggy. And then you've
Yeah.
got, you know, Freddie Mercury doing that vocal, that triple uh,
Mm.
vocal harmony section in, I guess, in the center of the track, right? Where he says,
Mm.
you know, a voice from behind me reminds me, you know,
Mm.
um, and that's all him doing it, right? With the piano
Yeah.
that comes in. Um, Funny How Love Is, you basically, it's your basic Phil Spector wall of sound, you know,
Yeah. Mm.
guitars and wall of guitars and harmonies and stuff. Never played live that track, but
Yeah.
um,
Mm.
and the Seven Seas of Rye, it's a good pop rock track. I mean, with over the
It
top
is, yeah.
harmonies and
Yeah.
song lyrics about coming down from the skies and from another
Mm.
world and sorcerers and all that kind of stuff. Well, that
Yeah.
was Freddie Mercury at the time. He
Yeah.
admitted he wrote in this very airy fairy kind of realm in the beginning, and that's what he was okay with.
Yeah.
And I think that and at the very end of the track where you hear them sing, I do like to be beside the seaside. You know what I mean?
Oh, yes.
Which is an old
Yeah.
British song that people used to sing.
Mm.
From the packaging to the music, the overall entity that is Queen 2, I think that it is a masterpiece,
Oh, definitely.
an
Definitely.
underrated masterpiece.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is my number one, Queen 2.
Yeah,
So
same number one. So that's good. Yeah.
yeah, no,
Same number.
we did pretty good. We
We
did
did good, eh? Yeah.
we did pretty good with this. Yeah, no, I mean, like I was just gonna say, ladies and gentlemen, there are no right or wrong answers
No.
with this ranking. This is just our ranking. I mean, and
Yeah.
I'm quite surprised that we picked, maybe like two, I think we picked like three of them that were the same number.
Oh, we did. Yeah. I think Queen 2.
Yeah.
What's the other one we picked the same? I think a Hot Space was the same.
Yeah.
And some other one. Yeah. Yeah.
But if they weren't the same, they were quite close together. Like they were like one or
Yeah,
two
like
apart. So yeah,
yeah,
no,
like Sheer Heart Attack, you had it 3, I had it 4.
yeah.
Yeah,
So I mean,
yeah.
we were very
That's
close in terms
yeah,
of our choices.
yeah.
So yeah. So I
That was
mean,
good.
for choosing, for having to rank 15 albums, I think we did pretty good.
Pretty well, yeah, pretty
Yeah.
well, yeah.
Yeah.
And these
So
can change. We'll let everyone know this these rankings can change.
this list could change. I mean, you
Yeah,
never know. That's what the
yeah,
beauty. That's the beauty of these lists. They always are
yeah,
changing. But
yeah.
Queen 2 for me will always be number one. So
Yeah. You
um,
can't see that changing, for Queen 2. I can't
hell
either.
no,
Yeah,
hell no, no.
yeah.
I don't know why. I mean, I think that again. I think that Queen 2 is a very underrated album. I think that it needs to be given
Mm.
more of a chance. And
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if
Yeah,
it is,
it's a great album. I mean, I had to with Father to Son on there, and White
yeah,
Queen, and Someday One Day,
yeah,
and March of the Black Queen. So much great stuff on this.
yeah, exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
That's no, but that's exactly it, right? That's what the situation is. That's why
Yeah.
we like it so much. I mean, I heard an interview. I saw an interview quickly with Roger Taylor saying that they did so many overdubs on Queen 2. They ran the tape, the 2-inch tape, through the machine so many times that the oxide on the tape was starting to come off. So
Oh.
they were losing some of their ideas musically on for
Mm,
the album. So they had to quickly transfer what they had to a master tape to use for later,
mm,
right? To save.
mm.
And it's got to be said, the original title for this album, I don't know if I mentioned this, but the original title for Queen 2 was Over the Top.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh.
because of all the harmony vocals and
Mm.
what have you. I mean, the original title for the first Queen album was Dearie Me. I mean,
Oh,
yeah, and that was quickly quashed by
yeah,
the record company were not going to release any album title that had any gay overtones to it.
yeah.
But that was the way it was in the 70s.
Mm.
but yeah, I mean, I think we did pretty good with the list.
Oh, I thought so too. Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
So,
Yeah.
so that's our list, ladies and gentlemen, from 15 to 1. Now, down there, again, down below, down there, when you see this, please give Peter and I your list for the Queen discography, which is number 1, which is number 15. And if Hot Space is number 1, God help you. I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, it is what it is. Of course, it's your choice, but if it's number 1, sweet Jesus. Okay. Again, it is what it is. So please, again, put your comments down below. Check out Peter Kent on his YouTube channel, the Lizard King channel. And please give him your love and support and check out his videos. He's got quite a few. My list is growing.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
We want to thank you for tuning in and for watching this, and we hope you enjoy it. Click like and subscribe and hit the notification bell to keep yourselves on top of any new content that I've got coming up. Peter and I are going to discuss at some point doing some more shows. Not today, though, because he's got to go and have some lunch with some friends. So
Yeah.
we will say goodbye for now. Okay. For Mr. Peter Kent, I am Armando Venditti. Hoping you guys are having a great day, looking after yourselves and one another. And I will see you very soon. Bye for now.
Bye.